It was just announced that Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison, which is 4 years, 2 months. But before we get to this video, make sure you hit that like button. I need a quick 100 likes. Once we pass 100 likes, I need a quick 500 likes. Hit that hype. Roll to 40,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Daily content. But the ABC News broke down the judge's mindset when sentencing Diddy and how the atmosphere was in the courtroom.
To send the kind of message that he wanted to send, that violence against women must be met with real accountability. And so he sentenced Sean Combs to 4 years in prison. That's not as much as federal prosecutors here wanted. They wanted 11 years in prison, reminding the judge that Sean Combs has a penchant for violence and abuse, pointing to 2016 hotel security video showing Combs attacking Cassie Ventura. Combs says he knows that video intimately. He apologized to Cassie Ventura. The judge said 11 years was unreasonable, but 4 years is just the right amount, the judge said, to send a message to Sean Combs, to victims of domestic violence, that their accounts will be taken seriously. Whit?
Aaron, thanks. Let's go ahead and bring in trial attorney and ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer. Brian, we just heard Aaron lay out right there that the defense was hoping for 14 months in credit for time served. The prosecution wanted 11 years. So this is somewhere in the middle. Is this verdict what you expected?
It actually was not what I expected, and this is why I say that. The probation report said anywhere from 70 to 87 months, much higher than the 50 months that the judge gave. And understand, and I'll try to break down the math as best as I can, the judge understands the math of how this all works. With 50 months in the federal system, you only do 85% of that. So you take away about 8 months or so, that's 42 months. And don't forget that Sean Combs has already been sitting in MDC, the jail, 2 years, maybe 3 years at the end of the day. The judge knew that and still gave this sentence. I think if you're Sean Combs and his defense team, a hard day, but overall a win for them.
Okay, Brian, stand by for us. So let's bring in criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor and ABC News legal contributor Bernarda Villalona. And Bernarda, we've also saw today some emotional testimony. We saw numerous children of Sean Diddy Combs speaking before the court. Combs himself saying that he's a changed man. There was this video that they put together talking about Combs being a family man, his impact on the community. How much of that do you think made a difference here in the judge's decision?
Well, today was definitely Judgment Day for Sean Diddy Combs. So what the judge told Sean Diddy Combs was like, look, in terms of your life work, of all the good you've done, in terms that you're a great father, it doesn't erase what I heard and what I saw during this 8-week trial. And what he heard and saw during this 8-week trial was one of Sean Diddy Combs taking advantage of Jane and Cassie by being violent to them, taking advantage of their emotions, having them either by drugs or alcohol or by the manipulation. And the judge sent a message that yes, you have family, yes, you have people that love you, but Jane and Cassie were victims, and victims should be accounted for, and someone should speak for the victims and deter this type of conduct. And that's why the judge didn't go with the 14th month recommendation by the defense, but instead handed down a sentence of 50 months, 4 years and 2 months, to show that this is accountability, this is deterrence, this is protecting the public, and this is what the verdict is going to be today. And when people remember Sean Diddy Combs, they know that he is a convicted felon sentenced to 50 months for his actions throughout a decade on women.
And Aaron, this verdict today follows a 2-month trial, emotional, at times graphic testimony. We saw more of that play out today, at least the emotional part, but we can't forget the victims that were part of this, and there was some other color that played out in the courtroom today. Just walk us through some of the other things that we heard and what you saw.
It was a dramatic sentencing hearing, atypical of what we usually see here in federal court in Lower Manhattan. With the defense presentation lasted for hours. The defense called no witnesses during trial, but his attorneys, 5 of them, effectively acted as character witnesses for Sean Combs, talking about his achievements, how he's influenced them in the community. But the judge said that a lifetime of good works cannot erase his other conduct, and federal prosecutors urged the judge to look at the Cassie video, to consider the violence he inflicted that they said was life-altering for women. Sean Combs himself grew tearful as he turned to his children to apologize for his conduct. He told his mother, "You raised me better." And his children crowded around a microphone at one point, 6 of them, each pleading the judge for his immediate release. His daughters sobbing through their presentation to the judge, begging him to give their father a second chance to return him to the family. But you heard the judge say there was a need for deterrence, a need to show victims of domestic violence that their accounts will be taken seriously. That's why he said he imposed a 4-year sentence on Sean Combs. He also did something else, Whit. He added a $500,000 fine. That's the largest amount allowed by the law. But the judge again said it was part of the sum total of Combs's conduct. That's why he deserved it.
After the sentencing, Wack 100 reacted to it. They said it's a chance that Diddy may come home before New Year's.
I think he's gonna be out though by New Year's.
Right, especially with a judge that you know that it's not really persuaded by any side. Like, it would be different if the judge was persuaded by a side. You could probably have a more better opportunity to be like, hey, you know what? I can actually strike through this. But the judge seemed fair. So you don't really know exactly how the judge is going to feel. And he's the
Fair
prime
as
one who's
fuck.
actually going to see the
India, let me ask you a
So that's
question,
also
India,
the
if you
thing.
don't mind. India, was there any readout on how his disposition was, what his face was like? Was he crying? Did he
This
do
would have
any
been my
No,
love
no,
first.
they
signs?
said that he was uncomfortable when the kids were talking. Like, you know, when they
No,
were talking
after
about
the
the
judge
situation.
passed sentence, I'm asking, what is the readout saying? How was he like
There's
after
some
the judge passed
sketches.
sentence?
They got some sketches out, and they just,
Oh, yeah, he's crying. Yeah, he's
He's
crying.
Hey,
You
crying.
can
real
see
quick,
yeah,
it.
real
he's
quick. Let me read
Yeah.
this. Hold
Man,
on.
them is
Because
tears of
I don't know if
joy.
y'all said this already, but let me read this. It says,
He said-
hold on, real
yeah,
quick.
that's
If Diddy,
tears of
hold
joy.
on, one mic, one mic,
One
one mic, one
mic
mic.
on Lou, please.
Hey, it said if Diddy qualifies for a RDAP program, his 50-month sentence will qualify for him a full year off of existing 85%,
This
which
what
is
I told
29
you.
when you minus the time served. So
I
again,
told
that's
you all
17
that,
months,
Lou.
meaning in about a year he'll transfer to a halfway house, most likely.
Lou, I told what I just tell you,
You
nigga.
definitely
You
just
did
said
just
that.
I
say
just
that.
did the whole calculation for you.
Miss said
It's
he'd be
easy.
out by
All you gotta
August.
do, look, all you gotta do, you put 50 months in your calculator, minus 15%, because you do 85% of your time. Minus his good time, 14 months. Minus the 12 months he gets off for the program, and minus 6 months to the halfway house. 10 months, 10 and a half months. Be home in August.
Damn.
If
So
Trump don't
wait.
pardon.
So we did all this. Got publicly hung for 2 years. I mean
For
Two
for
2
years,
years
that's
in
it.
jail.
No, he gonna do 2 years
Wait,
in
whack,
jail.
whack, whack, whack. Hold on, whack. Let me ask
all
you a
of the
question.
years.
You're saying,
And
wait, wait,
lost
wait.
all his
Hold on, hold
fucking
on.
companies.
You're
Yeah,
stacking the good time with the 85%. The good
No,
time
no,
is the 85%,
no,
no?
no, no, no,
no,
no,
the
no.
counseling
Listen,
program is one
listen.
Hold
You
on, he
year.
take
asking
off.
Wack.
No,
He
I'm
asking
talking
Wack.
about
He
that.
asking
I'm
Wack.
not talking
No,
about the
listen to me.
program. I'm
Listen
talking
to
about
me.
the 85%. That's the
Listen.
good.
If you look, if you give me, if I go in there right, and they give me 10 years, right? I'm only gonna do 85% of that, right? So I'm gonna do 8 years, 5 months. I'm only doing 85% of that. That's it. 8 years, 5 months is what I'm gonna do. Unless I catch time.
That's not the math, but I get you. Keep going.
That is. That's definitely the math.
No. 85% of 10 years is not 8 years, 5 months. But I
Yeah,
get your
it
point.
is.
Just keep going. It's not, but let's keep going.
Listen to me. It's 8 point. It's 8 years, 5 months. Now they say 85%, but that's what it is, bro. I'm telling you, it's 8 years, 5 months. I got too many around me. I take care of in the
Whack,
feds. I
whack,
got
whack.
eight.
Sometimes you're right.
I
Sometimes
got
you're wrong.
eight on
I do
my
business,
stage.
bro.
It did 20 years, 30 years, 15 years in the feds, bro. Like for real, I'm just telling
I got you.
you.
But
We understand the time.
you're 100% right. Go ahead. He's
Right.
right. He's
Take your
right. Go ahead.
calculator.
Go ahead. Go
Take your
ahead. Go
calculator. Go
ahead.
10
Yo,
minus
that nigga TC been
15%.
getting cooked all
Wait,
week.
hold on.
I didn't even get
85% of
cooked. Hold on. I
No,
just did the
185.
TC.
math. He's
TC.
right.
Did,
He's
did
right.
it
You're
come to
right about
8.5?
Yes,
It
it
came
was
to
exact number.
8.5. Yes.
He
Yes. He
Oh,
came to
this what
8.5.
I'm trying
Yes.
to tell you.
2 months of
dumbass nigga.
Yeah,
106.
he's right.
So all you do, you take the 50 minus 15%, so all you can do is 85%.
A
He
bunch of
beat the
people saying
Rico though, bro.
it
So
was a
that's
bunch
what's
of it was a
different.
bunch of people saying he getting life in prison, man.
Yes,
Now
it
he
was.
delegated to 2 years. This is insane.
I thought Diddy was gonna get washed, but 50 months is love for real. His family wanted him out immediately, but he'll be home sooner than later. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and make sure you hit that like button. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Once we pass 100 likes, 500 likes. Once we pass 500 likes, 1,000 likes, roll to 40,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. Daily content. Could React Reloaded. To the next one, another one. Gone.